Hey everybody, David Guerra here. Welcome back. It is Wednesday. You know what that means? That's right. It's the Leadership Minute. How are you? Hope you had a great Father's Day weekend. I know I did. Awesome stuff. Awesome time. Fantastic. Love it. But we're back. Another week. Monday came, Tuesday came, and now we're here. So let's get on with today's topic. And today's topic is we're going to continue talking about being a successful leader and what it takes. And it also means giving up something to become a successful leader. And today I'm going to talk about giving up on your self-defeating self-talk. Now, what is self-defeating self-talk? Well, that's real simple. It's the talk we have with ourselves. It's when we have that conversation when things aren't going so well, when things are not, they're not going the way we want them to go, or people are not behaving the way we want them to behave. It's that conversation we have with ourselves, with either our inside our head voice or that voice that we say that we use just below the audible level, just below that human ear audible level. That's that conversation. Now, what we say in that conversation means and says and just is words. But those words sink in because we're talking to ourselves about them. We're saying those things to ourselves. Now, what does that do? Well, it kind of like we get all hyped up, we get all pumped up, and then something just happens and we knock ourselves down. Remember, we are our own worst enemy. There's no two ways around it. We really, truly are. But it's up to us to realize that, hey, we don't have to live in that place. We don't have to thrive. We cannot thrive in that place. So to say that we have to leave it behind is what we must do. So that means that we have to omit words like dummy, or stop calling ourselves dummy or idiot or nitwit or poopyhead or whatever. And words like never and can't and cannot and why bother. And the big one is when we say it to ourselves, who do you think you are? What got into you? That's negative talk right there. Now, others can say it to us and we can brush it off because, again, consider the source. And those individuals, it doesn't matter where they rank and how close they are to us. Are they outsiders? Are they the people that are supposed to be the closest to us? Or are they just individuals that are in it for themselves because they cannot comprehend that there is another great big world that does not revolve around them? Those are the individuals that it's easy to just cast them off, ignore them, don't pay them any mind, don't give them any attention, don't feed into their negativity. That's easy. But when it's creeped into your head and you're doing it, well, you know what? You're doing it to yourself. And you cannot ignore yourself. You cannot pay no attention to yourself. But you know what? You can cast aside the negative talk. You can stop. Just stop. And really, you should. And really, you have to. And really, you must. I know that. You know that. We all know that. But the problem is that it creeps back in. Why? Because we allow it to creep back in. And it creeps back in because, we don't know any better. And yes, there are some things that because we are a product of our past, that we find it that much more difficult to create a new future. And that's okay. That's okay. But so long as you're aware of what's going on, and so long as you're aware of what happened and what you don't want to repeat, and why it cannot be repeated, then you can move forward. It is that simple. It really, truly is. I am not a product of my past. I am a product because of my past. I have chosen to take a different path than others have in my past, but that's okay. That's who I am because, again, I have free will, I have free choice, and I decided, you know what, the negativity is not for me, and I'd rather just avoid the negativity because, again, where does the negativity get you? See, the negativity gets you, I use this example. It's like a rocking chair. It's moving, but it's going nowhere. And that's where negativity gets you. And that's where people's negativity will take you. So again, you cannot let it creep in here because once it settles in your head and your mind and you start believing it, then you're just going to go nowhere. You're just going to sit there in that rocking chair for the rest of your life. Moving, you're showing signs of movement, you're showing signs of life, but you're not getting anywhere. And where's the good in that? Where's the positivity in that? There isn't. A guarantee. There is no positivity in that. So move that negativity, those negative thoughts, those negative self-talk, and move it aside and say, you can do it. You will bother to do it. And who do you think you are? You're the person who's going to do it because nobody else wants to do it. You're the one that's going to do it. And soon you're going to start replacing those words, those negative words like dummy and idiot and nitwit and all those other words. You're going to start replacing them like, that's pretty smart. That's ingenious. That's excitable. That's fantastic. Can we do it again? Can we do it better? Can we be better? Yes, you can be better. You can always be better. And the only way to be better is by moving that negativity out, aside, and getting it away. See, the problem also now comes in is when you're having those conversations with yourself, there's going to be people around you. And guess what, folks? People are always listening. They will always listen to what you have to say. They will always listen to what you are doing. Remember, that's just the way things are. Your kids are that way. The people that you manage, that you lead, that follow you, they're the same way. They'll hear the words, but I guarantee you, they will see the action. And they will see the action that you're doing. Sure, you can spout off all these awesome, fantastic words, and I'm doing this, and I am this great person, and I've done this for others, and yada, yada, yada. But the moment you turn around, they're still watching you, and they're watching you kick a dog. They're watching you kick a cat. Seriously. They're also watching you how you badmouth others. They're also watching you, and they're also waiting for you to badmouth them, because I guarantee you, if that's the kind of individual you are, that's exactly what your followers are doing. They're watching, they're listening to all the positive stuff, but they're watching all the negative stuff just unfold in front of them. And that, my friends, is self-defeating, because again, your job as a leader is to create new leaders. Your job is to allow new leaders to come and grow from within, whether they are family, whether they are friends, whether they're your employees. It doesn't matter. That's your job. And if all you're doing is sprinkling water, but you're not taking care of the dirt and the weeds, it's self-defeating. It really is. Now, as I said, people are watching. Negative talk, self-defeating talk is also contagious. Because once they hear it in you, once they see it in you, once they start believing that that's who you are, guess what's going to happen to them? You've just now broken the cardinal rule of being a leader. You have stopped allowing others to become leaders, because now it has gotten into their heads. Well, I'm following this guy and he doesn't believe in himself. I'm following this gal. She doesn't believe who she is. She's questioning everything she does. She's got no confidence in herself. How can I have confidence in me if I'm following a loser? And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So again, you have got to be careful. Keep your thoughts to yourself, but you know what? Your actions definitely speak louder than words. So keep that to yourself. Now, be careful. Because once the damage is done, it's pretty hard to undo the damage. It's kind of like, you just can't it's like opening up Pandora's box. You just can't put everything back in once you try to close it. It's out there. So now the work is even doubly hard for you as a leader, because the damage is done. It's out there. They now know who you are. Now they see who you are. They hear who you are. They see who you are. And how do you gain their confidence back? How do you gain your confidence back? Well, obviously you have to start in believing in yourself. And how do you believe in yourself? You just make it a rule to just stop talking negative about yourself. Because more than likely you're talking negative about yourself, you're talking negative about others. And then, again, that's where the problem lies. Because now the confidence in them has to be restored. And once it's damaged, it's very hard to restore that confidence. I promise you, I speak from experience. I've had situations where I've lost confidence in individuals. And to this day, I find it very hard to regain that confidence. But you know what? Sometimes it's time to move on to a different leader. It's time to move on to a different individual. And I wish you luck. So, as I said, cease the negative talk. Cease the negative thoughts, because they become thoughts and thoughts become actions. Stop it. Just stop. You can do it. It can be done. People go cold turkey. but also people wean themselves and slowly come off cigarettes, drinking, whatever. It gives others no opportunity to believe you otherwise. See, once you've stopped the negativity, there's no room for them to think anything else. There's like, hey, got himself in order. He turned himself around. She turned herself around. Now let's move forward. See, now others have nothing that they can use against you, and that's a good thing. I mean, they'll search high and low and they'll try to find it because that's just the way human nature is. I understand that. But by the same token, if you're not giving them any ammunition, you're good to go. And those that follow you will start to feel good about you, and in return, they're going to start feeling good about themselves. And isn't that what your job as a leader is? Because they start feeling good about themselves, they start getting that confidence, they start getting out there, and next thing you know, you've got a batch of new leaders. And that, my friends, is a good thing. Well, listen, my name is David Guerra. Thank you very much for stopping by. This has been the Leadership Minute. Until tomorrow, when we have hashtag Training Thursday, I'll talk to you then. In the meantime, have a wonderful day.